Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:58 p.m. and open for nominations for Chair of the Select Board.
I nominate Sherwood Lake for Chair of the Townshend Select Board.
Seconded.
Okay, the vote is, or the nomination's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Got to say it, unfortunately, for the record.
Aye.
Okay. All righty. Thank you very much. And I forgot to push the record button again. So, Rich, I hope your record was running.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So now we'll open up nominations for vice chair. Stephen Frisk was the vice chair for the last 6 months. Is there anybody else in the group that might want to take that job on? Okay. I can make then I'll make the nomination for Steve to continue in that role. So I nominate Steve Frisk for vice chair of the select board. Is there a second?
I second that.
The motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion about the nomination? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Is there any opposed or abstentions? Okay.
Aye.
Okay. The next position is clerk of the board, and Rob Wright has held that position for a very long time. Rob, are you interested in continuing that?
Can.
Okay. Is there
Then
anybody
I
else?
nominate Robert Wright for Townshend Select Board Clerk.
I second.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? And abstentions?
Aye.
Thank you, Rob. Very much appreciate it. Thank you, Stephen, for holding the position down again. And I'd like to welcome the other two members, Allison and Haley, to the board. We will have a very interesting year. The only business of the board tonight was this reorganization. There'll be another select board meeting next Tuesday. And I guess we should bring that up. Is there anybody that is opposed to Tuesdays, the first Tuesday and the first
Okay.
Tuesday?
Nope, second and fourth.
Second and fourth, thank you, Carla. Brain's not engaged. Second Tuesday and fourth Tuesday of every month for the select board meeting starting at 6 o'clock. Is there anyone opposed to that? Okay, then that's what we'll carry on. If there develops a delay or a problem that we really need to change it, just bring it up. Okay, with that said, our next meeting will be on March 9th at 6 p.m. Is there any other business that any of the board members want to bring up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Fire away,
Who's
Steve.
going first?
You.
We do have to pick a newspaper of notice.
Okay, newspaper of notice. We've been doing that as from the Commons, correct?
2 years ago was the Commons. This past year was the Reformer.
Okay. All right. Is that a motion?
A motion to continue with the Brattleboro Reformer for
Okay.
Townshend notices.
Is there a second?
I would second it,
Okay.
but I got a question about it.
Okay. So we're in discussion. Go ahead, Rob.
I would question how much has the reformer's price changed for notifications? And if so, how much? And also if the, what was it, the current?
The Commons.
Commons,
Comments?
if if they had changes to and what they would cost.
Okay,
I can look
So-
into those for Tuesday's meeting
Please do.
and revisit on Tuesday.
so we'll table that discussion until Tuesday when that information can be collected. What else did you have, Rob?
Question about the state police, whether our $20,000 did that, or not bond, but $20,000 in the budget for the state police, did that pass?
We got $20,000. It did not identify an agency. We
Okay.
figured we'd do that in discussions.
When is the contract up for the last year with the state police?
I believe in July, isn't it?
June 30th. I believe it goes from July 1st to June 30th.
All right. Well, I just think that we need to have somebody from the state police come talk to us or meet on Zoom or whatever and explain why it is that we don't see them very much on the roads and anywhere around. And when people in the town are calling them, why they're not responding.
I would agree with that. Do you also want to talk before we make the decision of where to place that money, do you want to talk to the sheriff's department?
Well, if we're not going to get anywhere with Vermont State Police, I mean, I think the cry on the street is that we need to do something.
I would totally agree.
I'll just throw this in for my experience in the last several months. I called the state police with an issue regarding a sidewalk in town, and they told me they're short-staffed by 7 troopers, and they could not respond to my needs.
Steve, I got a phone
Yes.
calls a week and a half ago from 9 o'clock to midnight. I got over 24 of them, over 20 messages, and they wouldn't even call me back.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
like, you know, I mean, it's like I'm asking to not lose my my head over something, and it's like you can't even get a response. We have
Right.
people in West Townsend that live on Route 30 that there's people sailing by there at 60 miles an hour. They call, they get told to contact us. Well, last I knew, I didn't have anything to do with speeding infractions on Route 30 in West Townsend.
Right.
Nope, you don't.
And it's like, that's what I thought, that we were paying $20,000 to have them somewhat like, at least try to mitigate the problem, you know?
You're absolutely right. And I think it's the state police's responsibility to come back to the town and say, we're understaffed and can no longer service your needs.
Why don't we do
And we
this?
go elsewhere.
Why don't we do this unless anybody's opposed? We'll have Carla reach out to the lieutenant at the barracks in Westminster and ask him to come on either the next meeting or the one after that. If you want it the next meeting, you know, in a week, we can do it there. But I think we need to have an honest and frank discussion with them and the sheriff's office to see who we can get coverage up here for. Because I totally agree with you. That's,
Well, when we went with the state police, it was because Trooper Oliver, or I think it was Sergeant Oliver, came to us and basically promised us that he would be, you know, there's, you know, things would be taken care of. It wouldn't be just like, oh, call this person and then call that person and call.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that's above and beyond. So they were hired with the idea that they were going to take care of our concerns, and they're not taking care of our concerns on any level. And we need to bring it to their attention that if they want our services again, that they probably want to step to the beat of the drum.
totally agree. Totally agree. Let me ask Ally and Haley if they have any input they'd like to talk
I've
about.
definitely heard a lot of complaints in West Townsend for sure about speed issues. And also by Grace Cottage, other people have come to me about people just driving way too fast. And I mean, there are very few, I I don't know. I don't think I've seen a cop around Townsend for almost a year. I feel like very so often, maybe I'd see one. But
It's been a long time.
I usually see the sheriff driving on Route 30 versus the state police.
yeah.
Haley, did you have any input to this?
No, I would have to think about it more.
So why don't we do this? If there's no objections, we'll have Carla reach out to the lieutenant at the barracks and ask him to be on the call next week. And we'll get an answer, and then we'll know how to proceed moving forward with the next contract.
So I got a question. I got a little side note to Allison's comment. Grace Cottage, the other day I was heading north on 35. A car's heading south on 35, and the car's got the traffic cone from Grace Cottage stuck in the front of its Subaru, blue Subaru. And the lady driving obviously had no idea that the cone was stuck in the front of her car as she's driving down 35. And one of the former board members, Crystal Mansfield, is trying to flag her down, and is then, as she realizes she can't get the woman's attention, she has her hands on her head like, oh my God. And then if you drive by the parking lot and look in the fire department / Grace Cottage parking lot, there's a big concrete pier with a cone on top of it. And as much as the people going speeding by there are a problem, I think some of the people that are going in and out of there might need to get a semi lesson in driving too, because I think that could be part of the problem as well as anything else. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there is people speeding through there at times, but I don't think that everybody speeds through there. And I think some of the people that are going there might need to dial it in a little bit, so to speak.
Okay. All right. So is everybody in favor of having the state police lieutenant on the call next week if we can get him there to get some answers to these things? Is there any opposition to that? Okay.
Yep.
Carla, would you go ahead with that? And I guess
will.
we actually had an open motion there that I kind of set aside. And that was the motion over the newspaper of notice. So since that motion is active, we've had a discussion. Steve, would you mind amending your motion to table, and we'll just vote on that and close it officially?
Yes, I will amend my motion for newspaper of notice until we research the cost of the Brattleboro Reformer versus the Commons till our next meeting.
Person that seconded Steve's motion, was that you, Rob?
Yes, I
I think
believe
it was. Are you still in favor of that?
of the amended motion. Yes.
Yes. Okay. All those in favor of tabling the issue until the regular meeting signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstains? Okay, good. All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about tonight in kind of moving forward?
Are there any other anything that got voted down in terms of line items that were on the ballot?
I
No.
believe everything passed.
Yeah, everything passed.
All the articles passed.
I was wondering too, are the vote counts going to be made available to the public?
Believe so, yes. I think they're working on getting them on the unofficial website.
Yep.
In the near future. It wouldn't surprise me if they go up before our next meeting. I know he was working on them today. Okay. All right, I'd entertain a motion for us to adjourn.
So moved.
Did we want to introduce the Haley and Allison?
Oh, I think we did already,
Okay.
officially, yeah.
Well, you guys did. I didn't know if they wanted to speak.
Well, we can do that, certainly. We'll hold the motion to adjourn then. Do either of you want to say anything to the group as a whole?
Just want to say that I'm excited to see what this position is all about, and I'm glad that we have some experienced members here to learn from. So
It will be interesting. It certainly will be interesting. Allison?
I'm equally excited to join in and be a part of some community politics and help out and offer my my ideas and be present and learning.
Great. Okay. All right, with that, we have the motion on the floor to adjourn and it's been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Sounds good. We are done. It's at least the official meeting.